All right, so here's some questions to leave a wet edge or not when you're doing your first coat. And there's probably as many opinions out there on the internet as there are people who finally painted their house this year. So here's just some thoughts. And I tested this out yesterday just because I wanted to see for myself. Because I know with flat paint, I don't ever have to worry about it. I can cut in and I can paint 3 weeks later and it won't matter. But this is semi-gloss, and it's semi-gloss because in the kitchen we want to be able to wash it. You get a lot of grease and oils and things in the air, and you do want to be able to wash this later. So we use a semi-gloss, and on this section up here in this soffit, we did leave a wet edge. So as I was cutting in, I went back and I rolled it, and we used a 4-inch roller for this just because it's not a very big surface. And I can see here where it definitely needs the second coat because the paint shrinks a little bit when it dries, and you can see through the primer. But that being said, I can't tell where the cutting ended and the roller work started. So this is a wet edge, and it worked out very well. Now I'm gonna walk over to the other side of this kitchen here, and on these walls we did the cut in, and then after I was done in the other side, came back and rolled it. And to be perfectly frank, I can't see any difference here. It was maybe an hour to 90 minutes later that we did apply this, so that the cut-in was generally dry to the touch, but it looks like it wetted over real nice and it blended in. Still needs a second coat. It's just the nature of these nicer paints, and if you want a good finish, you're gonna need one second coat. But the reality of it is completely inconclusive on semi-gloss. I think that you can do it if you'd like to, if it seems to make more sense to cut everything in and then go back and roll and paint in the rest of the field. Or you can do it as you're going along. If you've got a nice big wall, it makes sense to keep a wet edge while you were cutting it. So anyway, just some thoughts. That's what we found here on a bit of a semi-gloss. And we won't be cutting in a second time. There's no need for that. I'd already looked and it's well coated. So we won't be cutting in a second time. And that's what we're doing, spend a Saturday, paint in the kitchen. All right, let's build.